Hey, what is up, boys? I'm your boy Nick with Pigman Man. In this video, we're going to be talking about the next UFC card after next week. This is going to be streaming on December the 9th, 2023, this year, of course. So we have in the main event, we have Yadong taking on Chris Gutierrez. Two strikers, mostly. These guys like to strike. And I really cannot wait for this matchup. It's going to be 5 rounds of absolute madness. And we know that I don't know why I said Chris. Yeah, Chris Gutierrez is gonna just leg kicks. He's just gonna kick Song Yadong's legs off, and Song Yadong's gonna try to find his boxing range. He's gonna try to get in there with his hooks, with his boxing, and try to touch up Chris Gutierrez. Let's get into it, guys. So the first fight on the card, we have some good matchups here. This card only has like couple of fights, 9 fights as of right now, I think. So we have a lot of girls fight. This card isn't all that good, but there's some underrated fights on this card. First fight on the card, we have Rayanne dos Santos taking on Talita Alencar, and both of these girls have a BJJ background. Alencar was competing in World BJJ championships, and she's been competing in there for quite a long time. She made her transition to MMA back in 2022, and she picked up some wins in Titan FC, and then she competed on Dana White Contender Series, and I picked her there to win by submission, I think, and she really disappointed me, man. She won the first, I think she won the first 2 rounds, and then she got extremely tired. She got exhausted in the third round and just gave up a 10-8 round in the third round, which isn't a good look. I mean, she did take that fight on short notice, so maybe that could have what ended up making her so tired later in the fight. But like getting that exhausted, I mean, she was barely trying to hold on. It could have been a TKO stoppage. I would have been okay with the TKO stoppage for Stephanie Luciano, and they signed both of them. I mean, I think they signed Luciano on the fight night. They signed both of them because they were really happy. It was a back and forth fight, and Dana White liked both of them. So both of these girls, they're pretty good. But I think Rayanne dos Santos, I like her experience. She's fought against Denise Gomes, who's in the UFC. We just saw Denise Gomes fight against Angela Hill, so she's got some good experience. Against Denise Gomes, she just got kind of bullied in the grappling exchanges. I don't see that being the case here. I don't think Talita Alencar is that strong as Denise Gomes, and I think Dos Santos is going to be able to defend the submission attempts if Alencar is able to get her down and get her on her back. And she's got background in BJJ too. She's got her foundation is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and she's been competing in BJJ for a long time. And in MMA, she's been in MMA for way longer than Alencar. So I'm gonna take Dos Santos. I think it's gonna be a decision. I think it's gonna be a really close fight. The odds have it pretty much even. They opened Alencar at plus 100, and they opened Santos at no, where is it? There it is. Okay, they opened Dos Santos at minus 120. I already bet on her at minus 120. I liked her experience. She's got a lot more than fights. I'm mumbling, my bad. I still fucking got a hangover. So she's got way more fights than Alencar at this point, and I think there's gonna be an experience gap between these two girls. And I do like the Dos Santos side. I think still worth betting on her at a minus 130. The line isn't bad at all. The books don't know who's gonna win this fight, and I agree with them. I mean, this is a 50-50 fight. They both have good BJJ. They both have good grappling, and the striking isn't all there. But I think Dos Santos striking is a little bit more improved than Alencar at this point. So I'm gonna pick Alencar here. I'm gonna pick Dos Santos here by a close decision. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we got Stephanie Egger taking on Luana Santos. And Stephanie Egger is a BJJ nerd. She's won majority of her fights by BJJ. Submissions. She's lost by submission many times. She got submitted by Rina Alexeva, the Russian Ronda, if you guys remember her. So a lot of experience for her. Stephanie Egger's been in the UFC for quite a long time. She's had over 12 fights in total, and now she's going to be taking on Luana Santos after Luana Santos coming off that victory over Juliana Miller, where Juliana Miller looked like she didn't even train for that fight, and she got TKO'd in the first round. So Luana Santos got some power, and I think that's gonna help her here. She's got good takedown defense. I mean, Juliana Miller couldn't take her down at all. And I think Luana Santos is gonna really her hands are gonna look really crisp. She's gonna have the speed advantage. I think Stephanie Egger looked really slow against Alexeva. As long as the Stephanie Egger doesn't get her back or get her on the ground, get her on top of her, I think Luana Santos is going to be safe enough. And I think she's going to pick her apart on the striking. And I like Luana Santos here. I don't know if I would bet on her. They opened Luana Santos at minus 185. I mean, I don't really like that line. That's a little bit too wide for me. They opened Stephanie Egger at plus 154. I think there's some value in Stephanie Egger on this for this fight. She's got way more experience. She's got that submission win over Eileen Perez, who we saw last UFC card. So I do like the side of. I do think. I do see Luana Santos getting the job done. But am I going to be betting on her? I don't want to be betting on her at minus 185. This is going to be her second fight in the UFC, and I do like the over 2.5. So I think. I don't know. I don't know if I would touch the over 2.5 because Stephanie Egger has been submitted many times. She's been TKO'd. I think all of her losses are by finish. She's been submitted twice and once by decision. Yeah, so I think we can maybe see a TKO stoppage here. I mean, Stephanie Egger, her striking is really stiff. She looks really slow, doesn't have the head movement, and she's not that technical on the feet. She was getting landed on by Alex Diva, who's not the best striker out there. But Alex Diva has some power, and I think Santos has the same power. And I think Santos has more cardio than Alex Diva. Even if this fight drags on, I think Luana Santos is going to be there. And I see Luana Santos getting her hand raised. But I'm not going to be betting on this fight at minus 185. But maybe the over 1.5 round, if it's not too wide, maybe that's a good look here. But I think Luana Santos gets her hand raised. And I think it'll be maybe a finish. I think it'll be a finish. I could see a finish, but it could be a... She's got submission too. She's got that submission in LFA over that 3-0 fighter. Bartira Rodriguez. So she can do it all, man. She's well-rounded. She got a Kesa Gatami leg Americana. I mean, I never heard of that before, but she's got a lot of tools in her toolbox. And I think Luana Santos gets her hand raised here. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we got a really good fight between Kenan Song taking on Kevin Jousset. And Kevin Jousset coming off that victory over Kiefer Crosby, where I picked against him. I'm still not sold on Kevin Jousset, I'll be honest. I don't know. I just feel like he's got a hole in his striking. He looks. I've seen him get cracked way too many times in the fight tape, and he does seem to be making improvements. He's 30 years old, training out of City Kickboxing with some good fighters over there, good UFC fighters over there, getting a lot of knowledge over there from some champions over there. And he's been training with some high-level guys, man. But Kenan Song looked fucking good, man. He got that upset win over Ronaldo Bedoya, where we all faded him. And he proved all of us wrong, man. Fucking Song Yadong, this dude is the real deal. He's had some tough matchups. He's the one that knocked down Ian Gary. I mean, he almost had Ian Gary out of there. Almost finished him. If he just had better finishing ability, he could have finished Ian Gary. But Ian Gary was able to recover, get back up, and knock him out in the third round. At the end of the third round. But I like this matchup for him. I think as long as he's able to defend some takedowns, I actually think he can win this fight, man. I might be wrong. I gotta watch some more tape on these fighters. But I like what I see from Kenan Song, man. He's still in the game. His head's still there. He's still motivated to get these wins. He's been in the UFC for way longer. I mean, he's been in the UFC for how long now? Like fucking 8 fights in the UFC. He's got a 5-3 record in the UFC. He's been knocked out twice. I don't see Kevin Jousset knocking him out. I don't think his striking is at the level of Machado Gary or Max Griffin. I think this is going to be a competitive fight, man. I think Kenan Song has a chance. And I'm going to pick the underdog here. Kenan Song, they opened Kenan Song at plus 142. They opened Kevin Jousset at minus 170 on DraftKings. And I like the Kenan Song side. I don't have any money on it yet. But if we get more plus money, like I know there's gonna be people betting on Kevin Jousset because they made money on him in his debut, and I mean he's probably gonna. I think he's got the more paths to victory. He's got the better grappling in this fight. I think he's got the better submission game, but I'm gonna pick Kenan Song here. I think he's got a legit chance of getting it done. He's coming off that really big upset over what's his name, Bedoya, and I think he's gonna be first, and I think he's gonna be looking to get it done here, and I could see his hand getting raised. So I'm gonna pick Kenan Song, the underdog here for now. Maybe I'll change my pick later down the road. Excuse me, guys. Let's go to the next one. Next up, we got a really good matchup. We got Hyun Sung Park taking on Shannon Ross, and Shannon Ross coming off that 1 minute knockout loss to Jesus Aguilar. Where we picked, I think I picked the Jesus Aguilar by submission, but he got knocked out by the grappler. Shannon Ross has no chin left at this point. It's pretty sad. It's kind of sad to see him like this, but he's got no chin left, and the UFC is not doing him any favors. They're matching him up with the Hyun Park, who's very well rounded. He's got fast hands. He's got fast hand speed. He's got power in his hands. He's got submission game too that he can implement. He's got grappling. He's got pretty good grappling. He's 8-0 undefeated. He's been competing in road to the UFC, and he's looked pretty good over there. He's knocked out a couple of guys over there. Got a submission win, rear naked choke. Got a rear naked choke in his debut, and I think he's gonna get it done here. I'll go knockout, first round knockout for Hyun Park. I just don't think Shannon Ross has a chin left anymore. I just don't think he's gonna be able to take the big shots that Park is gonna land on him, and I'm gonna pick Hyun Park by KO TKO. Let's look at the lines, guys. The lines have where is he? So Shannon Ross opened up at plus 275 on DraftKings. I think he's a plus 300 on some books on BetOnline. I bet on Hyun Park at BetOnline before they opened the lines at DraftKings, and I ended up betting on him at minus 400. I don't know. Usually I don't bet on guys when they only have one fight in the UFC at minus 400. But this is the fight that I'm really confident in. I think Hyun Park's gonna get the job done. I don't think Shannon Ross has the chin or the durability left anymore to take the shots of Hyun Park. Hyun Park can submit him. He can knock him out. So I like the inside the distance call for Hyun Park, and I think he's gonna get it done in the first round. Really confident. He's one of my most confident picks on this card. So Hyun Park by finished first round. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we got Sumudaerji taking on Allan Nascimento. This is a pretty easy pick here. Sumudaerji, he's a striker mostly. He's got some good power in his hands. He had a fight of the night with match now where he got submitted. He got knocked down. He doesn't have the best of chin. His durability isn't there. He's been knocked a couple of times at this point. No, he's been submitted. He's been clubbed and subbed many times. He's been subbed like 5 times. Every time he's hurt, he gives up that rear naked choke, gives up submissions. He's been submitted in the Reese nose at 3 times. I mean, this dude, all of his losses are by finish. And I think Allan Nascimento is a really high level grappler. He's coming off the win over Carlos Hernandez, where he just bullied him, made him look like an amateur out there. Just bullied him with the size. I mean, this dude is big for the weight class. Even though he's 5'8", they're both the same size. They're both the same height. But I think Nascimento looked fucking huge, man, against Carlos Hernandez. And Carlos Hernandez is 5'8" too, I think. So I think this fight I think Allan Nascimento is gonna look pretty big next to Sumudaerji. And he's got a really good BJJ game, and I think and his hands look really good too. He's got power in his hands. He did have the split decision with Tagir Ulanbekov, split lost to Ulian Paiva, who's competing in I think Eagle FC, or he's competing in the Middle Eastern UAE Warriors. Yeah, so Ulian Paiva is competing in UAE Warriors right now, doing pretty good over there. So I'm gonna pick Allan Nascimento here. I think he's gonna get the job done. He can finish the fight anywhere he goes, but I'm gonna pick him by submission. Let's look at the lines. They opened where is he? Nascimento. Can I find this dude? Where is he? Do they have the lines up yet, or am I just tripping? Oh, there he is. Minus 290. The line. I don't think this line is wide enough. I think Nascimento is gonna get the job done. And I'm going to see a second on submission maybe a first on submission for Allan Nascimento. I think he's going to club and sub him. So that's my pick. I think he's a good parlay piece. I think Nascimento is a good parlay piece. He's lost a close fight to Ulanbekov. I mean, Ulanbekov is a fucking force to be reckoned with. And that's a close decision with Ulian Paiva. And Carlos Hernandez looked pretty good right now. So submitting him, I mean, he's the first guy to submit him, I think, and he looked really good over there, and I think he's going to look really good here. He's 32 years old, in his prime right now, and I think he's going to get the job done. He's training out of Chute Box Diego Lima, which is a really good gym, and I think Allan Nascimento get the job done. I think he's going to submit Sumudaerji. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we got Tatsuro Taira taking on Carlos Hernandez. Really good matchup here. Carlos Hernandez coming off that really good win over Denis Bondar. He ground and pounded Denis Bondar, but the referee was dumb enough and stopped it. I don't know what really happened. I can't remember what exactly happened, but I think he finished him. It should have been a TKO stoppage because he elbowed him pretty nasty. That was some nasty ground and pound. I think he slammed him down, then he was grounding, pounding him. So I gotta pick Tatsuro Taira here, but I think Carlos Hernandez isn't a bad underdog. But I think Tatsuro Taira is going to get the job done. He's got the better grappling. He's got the better much better grappling, I think, than Carlos Hernandez. But Carlos Hernandez is no scrub, man. This dude is no bum. He got submitted by Nascimento, who we were talking about earlier. But I think Tatsuro Taira, his grappling is just a little bit more technical, and I think he's gonna get the job done. I don't know if he's gonna finish Hernandez. I could maybe see a finish, but I'm gonna say a decision. I think it's gonna be a close fight, back and forth. I do have a lot of respect for Carlos Hernandez. I mean, he looks to be making a lot of improvements. He got kind of bullied by Nascimento, but other than that, he's looked pretty good in the UFC, man. Close fight with Victor Altamirano. Close fight with Daniel Barres. But I think Tatsuro Taira is going to get the job done. Let's look at the line. Tatsuro Taira opened up at minus 325 on DraftKings. They opened Hernandez at plus 260. I think Tatsuro Taira get the job done, and I think it's a good parlay piece. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we got a really good matchup on the main card. Next up on the main card, we have Nasrat Haqparast taking on Jamie Mullarkey. And I got to pick Nasrat Haqparast. I just don't trust Jamie Mullarkey's chin anymore. He almost got finished by John McDessie last time around. I mean, that fight was extremely close. They could have gone either way. If that fight wasn't in Australia, wasn't in Sydney, I think that could have gone to John McDessie. A lot of people thought John McDessie got robbed over there, and I could maybe agree with them. I would agree with them if I didn't have a bet on Jamie Mullarkey, but it is what it is. So I was happy that he got that decision over there. I thought John McDessie kind of got robbed. I mean, he knocked him down, was landing the bigger shots, and Jamie Mullarkey just can't take a big shot anymore. He's got no chin left at this point. He does have good volume, good grappling, but I don't think his grappling is gonna work on Nasrat Haqparast. Nasrat Haqparast got a good grappling on his own pocket. He's got good takedown defense, and his hands looked really crisp against landed Kenan. He got that win over John McDessie. He beat John McDessie clearly, and beat Rafa Garcia, who was undefeated 12-0 at the time. So Rafa Garcia is a good boxer, and Rafa Garcia's got a fucking chin on him. I think this comes down to who's got the better durability. I think Nasrat Haqparast got the much better durability, and I think he's gonna get the job done. I don't know if he's gonna knock Jamie Mullarkey out. I could see a knockout. I don't know. He doesn't really finish fights, but I could see him knocking Jamie Mullarkey down a couple of times and then getting 30-27 or maybe 29-28, because Jamie Mullarkey is going to have some success. He's got good striking. He's good, very well-rounded, but I just don't think he's got a chin anymore. He got knocked out by Naimov, got knocked out by Turner. No shame, Turner's a top contender, so it is what it is, but I think Nasrat Haqparast gets the job done. And they opened the Haqparast at minus 185. I like that line. I'm probably going to bet on him. I'm going to see where the line goes. If there's some money coming in Jamie Mullarkey, some dog money. I know there's going to be some dog money coming in on Jamie Mullarkey. I mean, people are betting Jamie Mullarkey at minus 400. So I expect them to bet on Jamie Mullarkey and plus money. So I'm going to wait to see where the line goes. And then I'll probably bet on Haqparast if I can get him at minus 150, minus 160 range. So I think Haqparast gets it done. I'll say Haqparast by decision. Let's go to the next one, guys. Next up, we got, I think, the co-main event as of right now until they add more fights. We got André Muniz taking on Jung Park, the Iron Turtle, versus the Muniz, who's a gasser. I mean, he's gassed out against Brandon Allen, gassed out against Paul Craig, and just had nothing left in the tank. He pretty much gave up against Paul Craig, got TKO'd, and I just think we're going to see Jung Park get it done here. I'm really confident Jung Park. He's my second most confident pick on the card, and he's looked really good, man. He's coming off that 3 back-to-back rear naked chokes. I mean, this dude submitted Albert Duraev, who's got good grappling, good wrestling. I mean, he's from Russia. Submitted him. Submitted Denis Tululin. I mean, Denis Tululin isn't the best fighter out there, so it is what it is. But submitting Joseph Holmes, I mean, split decision win over on Eric Anders, who's a tough fight for everyone. Got knocked out by Gregory Rodriguez. No shame there. Gregory Rodriguez is a fucking beast. But in this fight, I don't think he's going to have any trouble. Muniz doesn't have any striking. He can strike, but he doesn't have much power on his shots. He's gonna he's gonna be hunting submissions from off his back, and I just don't think it's gonna work. He got that win over Jariah Hall, he's not competing anymore. Submitted Eric Anders, tough, which is a good win for him. Submitting Eric Anders isn't an easy task. Submitted Souza, who's way past his prime at this point. But I'm gonna pick the Iron Turtle here. He's gonna get the job done. He opened up at minus 250. I already bet on him. Where is he? Where is he? Can I see him? Yeah, there he is. So they opened Jung Park at minus 250. I don't think that line is wide enough. I think that line is worth it. I think you can put it into parlays. And I like Jung Park a lot here. I think he's gonna get the job done, and I think he's gonna get maybe a submission. I think I could see him submitting André Muniz, but I could see him knocking him out too, man. His striking has come a long way. You can really tell he's been rounding his game out. He's been working on his striking. His hand speed looked crazy good against Duraev. I think he hurt Duraev a couple of times in that fight, and I could see him hurting Andre Muniz and submitting him. So I'll go club and sub for Jung Park. I think we could see him submit Andre Muniz. Just because Andre Muniz has BJJ doesn't mean he can't get submitted. So I'm gonna pick the Iron Turtle for the win, and I think he's gonna finish Andre Muniz. And I think he's a good parlay piece. Let's go to the next one, guys. We got the main event of the evening, guys. We got Sang Yadong taking on Chris Gutierrez. And Sang Yadong is a good striker. I mean, he's got good grappling too. He can hang on the feet. He got the doctor stop as was Corey Sandhagen, but that was a competitive fight. That was back and forth, and he's only looked really good. I picked him against Ricky Simon as an underdog. I can't believe he was in a plus 110, plus 120 underdog against Ricky Simon, which is absolutely crazy. He absolutely schooled Ricky Simon, made him look like an amateur out there. I mean, he's absolutely beat him from pillar to post. And I gotta pick Sang Yadong here. I do like Chris Gutierrez. I don't think he's a bad underdog. He's got good leg kicks, but in the boxing range, he just looks lost. He doesn't have much in the boxing range. When you crowd a kicker, I think he's gonna, when Sang Yadong crowds him, pushes the pace, when he gets in his face, I think Chris Gutierrez is not going to be able to stay at range and kick his legs off. And I think we're going to see Sang Yadong do the same thing that Pedro Muniz did. Just keep him in the boxing range and stay in his face and pressure him. And I think Sang Yadong is going to knock him out. I'm going to say Sang Yadong by TKO. Let's look at the lines. Sang Yadong opened up at minus 340. And the comeback on Chris Gutierrez plus 270. I do think the line's a little bit too wide. I could see some dog money coming in Chris Gutierrez. Chris Gutierrez only got like one loss in his last 5 fights. So I could see some dog money coming in on Chris Gutierrez. So I'm going to wait to see where the line goes. I don't have any money on Sang Yadong as of right now. I'm probably going to wait for the props. Maybe I don't think it's a bad parlay piece, but I'll probably wait to see if that line gets down to minus 200. I mean, he was an underdog to Ricky Simon, so now he's a favorite over 3-1 over Chris Gutierrez, who's looked pretty good, but it's a number 5 versus number 16th. So it makes sense for the Lions why they opened Sang Yadong at over 2-1. He's been working at Team Alpha Male. He's been making a lot of improvements, looking really good. His takedown defense looked on point against Ricky Simon. Ricky Simon was able to take him down a couple of times, I think, but he couldn't really hold him down. Sang Yadong was popping right back up. In this fight, he's not going to have to worry about any grappling from Chris Gutierrez. Chris Gutierrez is going to try to stay at range, kick his legs, and I just don't think it's going to work. So I got to pick Sang Yadong by TKO, and I think he's going to be in the second round TKO for Sang Yadong. So those are my picks. Let's go over all the picks again. So in the main event, we're going to go Sang Yadong by TKO. In the co-main event, we're going to Jung Park by submission, maybe a rear naked choke. And the next fight, we're going to go Nasrat Haqparast by decision or TKO maybe. I could see a TKO for Nasrat Haqparast because Jamie Mullarkey doesn't have a chin anymore. And the next fight, we're going to go Tatsuro Taira by decision. Next one, we're going to go Allan Nascimento by submission. Next fight, we're going to go Jung Park by TKO in the first round. Next fight, we're going to go with underdog Kenan for now. But I'm going to watch some fight tape on both of these guys. I'm going to do some more tape study on Kevin Jousset. But I'm just not sold on Kevin Jousset yet. If he doesn't get Kenan down, I think he's going to be in for a tough night at the office. Kenan Song's hands looked really fast against Bedoya, and I think he's gonna get the job done. So I'm gonna pick the underdog Kenan Song by maybe decision. I'll say decision. The next fight my pick is Luana Santos by TKO or submission. Next fight my pick is Dos Santos by decision. So those are the picks, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown, and I'm hoping they add more fights. We only have like less than 10 fights on this card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We only have 9 fights on this card. What the hell? So I'm hoping they add more fights to this card, and let me add the picks that I already entered. Let me add these picks in. So just so you guys can see, I want to add the picks so I can add the picks for what I'm giving you guys. Let me enter these picks. So in the main event, we're gonna go Sang Yadong by TKO. Second round, Jung Park by submission. I think he's gonna club and sub him. Next fight, Nasrat Haqparast by, I'll say decision for now, but I could see a TKO stop it. Next fight, Tatsuro Taira by decision. I could see Tatsuro Taira getting a submission too, but I think Hernandez is making some improvements. I think he's going to be able to defend some submissions. I think his submission defense is going to be on point. And I could see Tatsuro Taira just getting a win by controlling him on the ground. getting the better positions on the ground. So that's why I'm gonna go with the by decision for now. I could see him finishing though, but I think Carlos Hernandez is a tough fight for anyone. But next fight we're gonna go on Nascimento submission. I'm gonna say first round. Next fight my pick is Hyun Park by TKO. I think he's gonna knock him out. I mean, we saw Jesus Aguilar knock him out. Jesus Aguilar isn't even that good of a striker, and he knocked him out with the first punch that he threw. The next fight my pick is Kenan by decision, but I could see Kevin Jousset getting it done. He's a rightful favorite. He's on like a 4 or 5 inch streak right now, so it makes sense why he's a favorite. But I think Kenan still got some fight left in him. Next fight my pick is submission, first round, club and sub maybe. My next fight my pick is Dos Santos. But I don't think Alencar is a bad underdog, but I just don't trust her cardio. I gotta see her cardio in this fight. I gotta see how she does in this fight, then I'll see how good she looks. But she didn't look that good in her debut, in her Dana White Contender Series. She gassed out after the first 7 minutes of the fight. She looked absolutely horrible. That could have been stopped anytime. That could have been a TKO stoppage for Luciano, and no one would have been mad if that was a called off TKO stoppage. But that referee, thank God that referee didn't step in, because I had some money on Alencar. So I'm glad that we got our money back there. So it is what it is. So I'm glad, but I think Dos Santos gets it done. I think she's gonna get it done. She went back to Invicta, got 2 wins over some tough girls there, and Alencar, she hasn't beat anyone tough. I mean, look at the wins she has: 2-2, 1-1, 1-1, 0-1. I mean, she couldn't even finish the girl that's 2-2. So I can't really trust her to get it done here. So those are my picks, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Don't forget to hit the like down below. I promised you guys I would make this video if you guys hit 10 likes on the post, and you guys hit 10 likes on the post. So here I am. Don't forget to hit the like down below, and like the video. Subscribe to the channel. We just hit 500 subscribers. I want to thank all of you guys that hit the sub button, and thank you for the support, man. I really appreciate it. Now I'm gonna go watch some PFL. So I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Take it easy. Take care of yourself. And stay safe out there. Good luck on all your bets. Later.